All right, so grab a comfy spot, maybe a warm drink, because we are about to dive deep into some questions today that really make you think. The kind of questions that pop into your head at 2 a.m. when the world's quiet and your mind starts wandering. So, this isn't about right or wrong answers. It's about exploring what truly matters and understanding ourselves a little bit better. So let's chat about these almost as if we're sitting across each other, completely unedited and honest. So, hi, this is Shivani, and today we're going to have some really deep conversations where nothing's fake and everything is real. Just two people talking about life. And here's me opening up to you as a friend, one question at a time. So, let's start. Question number one: if I lost everything and had nothing to offer, who would still stand by me? Man, this one hits hard. Like, God forbid, but imagine losing your job, your looks, your career, your success, everything that people associate your value with. Would anyone still see you if you had nothing to give but yourself? We often spend so much time building these identities, being the funny one, the pretty one, the strong one, the successful one. But if all that is stripped away, who still calls? Who still checks in on you? In our busy lives, we often measure worth by what we have or what we do. We build careers, accumulate stuff, networks, everything, and without even realizing, our relationships get tangled in all of that. And when all that is stripped away, we really need to know who is still there. Those rare gems who are still there, not looking at your bank account or not looking at your social status, but looking at you yourself. So, this question is just trying to find those rare people who are still there when the shiny veneer of success or convenience is gone. Remember that one friend who was there when you were going through an absolutely worst breakup or when you were going through an absolute worst downfall of your life. Those are the people this question is trying to find. It's about unconditional love and loyalty. It's not about being cynical and testing people, but about truly appreciating the people that are always there for you. Those rare gems who value your presence. And it's shocking that how few people stick around when we see this. But it's painful, but it's also freeing because that people that stick around, that is your real circle, and it doesn't matter if it's just one person or if it's just yourself. Question number two: am I truly happy or just comfortable? So comfort is very tricky, you see. It is safe, but it also makes you numb over time, like lying on a soft couch that slowly eats your soul. So, happiness isn't always peaceful. You need to understand this. Sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's scary, but it's alive. You can feel it in your chest. Like that one time you stood up for yourself, even though you were shaking, but you did not back down. So, people often confuse comfort with happiness. Comfort is nice, right? A steady job, a reliable routine, no major problems. But is it joyful? Is it fulfilling? I've seen so many people, including myself sometimes, guilty, just posting. You are not unhappy, but you're not bursting with life either. So, true happiness oftentimes involves a bit of risk, a bit of growth, and sometimes overcoming challenges as well. So think about someone who is in a very good paying job that they tolerate. They are comfortable, they're paying their bills, they even go on vacations time to time. But deep down, they yearn to start this small, passion driven business. So the comfort choice would be to stay in that job, but the happy choice would be to take that leap of starting that business, even if it involves fear and risk. So, this question makes you ask that am I thriving or just surviving comfortably? Question number three. What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing or being judged? This question can wreck your whole current life, but in the best way. Fear is often very sneaky. It whispers to you, be realistic. But honestly, screw realistic because all the best things in life aren't logical. Love isn't logical, art isn't, growth also isn't. Fear of failing or fear of judgment are like the invisible chains that we put on ourselves. We dim our lights, we just play it safe, we don't speak up, we don't even try new things because what if it doesn't work out, or worse, what will people think? But imagine it. Imagine all these fears vanished. What would you do? Would you finally write that book, quit your soul sucking job and become a chef? Finally start that podcast or that YouTube channel you were thinking about, or travel solo to a country where you don't speak the language? Hmm? It's liberating, right? The answers that pop up for these questions, these are usually the truest and your deepest desires. They are the dreams that you have quietly shelved because society or your own inner critic told you that they were silly or just too risky. So, this question isn't about immediately doing it, but it's about connecting with that more bolder, more authentic version of yourself that fear is holding back. Sometimes just seeing what those dreams are can give you the courage to take a tiny step towards them, even when fear is still there. Question number four. Whose life am I really living? Mine or someone else's idea of mine? Now, this could be a really tough pill for a lot of us to swallow because from the moment we were born, we were bombarded with messages from parents, from teachers, society, culture, media, etc., that you should be good at this, or you should get into this kind of college, or you should get this type of job, you should look like this, you should settle by this particular age. It's like a pre written script for a good life. But think about it. How is it that all of us are expected to follow the same timeline when inherently all of us are supposed to be unique from each other? It doesn't make sense, right? So, this question just makes you ask and genuinely think about it, that did I make these choices or did I fall into this just because it is what was expected from me? Did I choose this career because my parents wanted me to, or I chose it because it makes me feel alive? Am I following or chasing this certain milestone because I truly desire it, or because everyone else on social media is doing it? So, you should not follow anyone else's path. Try to find your own authentic path and your authentic voice. So sometimes true fulfillment comes from writing your own script, even if it's different from everyone else's. Sometimes, life is about disappointing a few people here and there, but ultimately, it's the only way that you will be at peace with yourself if you live life on your own terms. Question number five. When was the last time I felt genuinely alive and why? This question is like a key that unlocks something. You see, aliveness comes in weird places. Sometimes it's found on a road trip with your best friends and loud music. Sometimes it's when you finally confess your feelings to someone that you've been scared to tell for so long. And it's rarely found in routine and almost never in comfort zone. If you find something that makes you feel truly alive and chase that, even if it's inconvenient, that is when you'll truly start living life. It's not about just being alive or like biologically breathing. It's about feeling that spark, that rush, and that deep engagement when you're completely present and connected. It's those moments when you're not thinking about your to do list or mindlessly scrolling, but truly experiencing something. So imagine it. It could be that feeling when you finally reached that mountain top after trekking for hours, or when you were laughing so hard that your stomach hurt with the best people in your life, or when you were sitting very comfortably with someone you love at 2 a.m. and you were having deep conversation where your soul was completely vulnerable. So the why is key here. The why tells you the elements that were present in that moment. Was it nature? Was it connection? Was it creativity? Or was it service? If you identify the element here and try to chase more of those or inculcate more of those elements in your daily life, then you will start to feel more and more alive and more happy in your everyday life. Question number 6. If I died tomorrow, what would be left unsaid or undone? This one gets personal because there's always someone we wanted to call, or there's always something that we wish we had said. I love you, I'm sorry, I miss you, thank you for saving me. And there's always something that we wanted to do but kept putting off because we thought we had more time. But time is an illusion. And if you're listening to this and someone's face popped into your head, that's your sign. Reach out because life is short and regrets are loud. Take this as a reality check and a reminder that our time is finite. Think about the things that would haunt you if your time ran out. That trip that you always wanted to take, or that conversation that you kept putting off or avoiding, or that apology you owe to someone, or that project that you always wanted to start. This is like a nudge to live life with more intention, cherish the people around you, and stop procrastinating on the things that genuinely matter to you. Because you see, life is short and tomorrow is not always guaranteed. Question number 7. Have I become the person I once hoped to be, or settled for something easier? It's wild how our dreams shrink with age. It's not that we outgrow them, but because the world wears us down. We say that it's safe, it's good enough, but think about it. If your younger self was watching you now, would they be cheering for you, or would they be heartbroken that you did not follow the dreams that you had once? So, we always, at one point in life, we say that I would change the world one day. But somehow, when life happens, some way down the line, we downgrade to just getting through the week. And it's very heartbreaking. So ask yourself that, did you choose the path with the least resistance? Did you choose a stable job over the passionate but risky one? Did you leave your creative pursuit just because someone told you it wasn't practical? Or did you stop fighting for the causes you once believed in because you thought it was too much effort now? Now, I'm not saying that settling for easier is bad. Sometimes it's necessary and sometimes it's the only practical way to survive. But what I'm saying is that along the way, stop losing or stop compromising your core self. This question is like an invitation to reclaim those lost pieces of yourself, to revisit those old dreams, and see if there's a way that you can integrate them back into your life, even if it's a small step. Like, integrate your aspirational self back into your life. Question number 8. What truth am I pretending not to know? This one is like standing in front of the mirror at 2 a.m. after everyone's gone, after the party is over. No distractions, just you with the stuff that you avoid. Maybe you're not in love anymore and you are exhausted of that relationship you are in. Or maybe that friendship is draining you. Or maybe you really want to move out of your parents' place but you're too scared to tell them. Or that job is slowly killing you but you're too afraid to quit. Or you know that you're smoking or drinking too much and it's killing you every single day, but you are avoiding the truth. And we usually avoid this truth because it requires a lot of change, a lot of deep conversation. But you know what is worse? Living a lie that you know is a lie. So, pretense actually takes a lot of our energy. So, what I'm asking you is to drop the act, and the only way to deal with the situation is to face it. And this is the first step that you can take towards actual growth and freedom, is like acknowledging the truth that you've been putting off and avoiding for so long. Question number 9. In what ways have I truly made a difference in someone else's life or in the world around me? I promise you that you have impacted someone even if you don't know it. Maybe it was the time when you listened to someone when they really wanted to vent, or maybe you gave someone a random compliment on the street and it just made their day. Maybe you just existing gives someone hope. We often underestimate our own quiet influence. You don't have to change the whole world, but you just have to touch a few hearts, and you probably already have. We often get so caught up in our own struggles that we completely forget about the ripple effects that we have on others. Think about the moments when your words, your actions, or just your presence touched someone deeply. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. This could be a reflection that you are not isolated. Your life has meaning beyond your own experience, and you have contributed to more good than you give yourself credit for. This is a reminder that your existence matters, and the small acts of kindness create a lot of positive impact. All right, so we are down to our last question, question number 10. If you had to distill your life's purpose into a single sentence, what would it be? So for me, it is to make people feel seen and to help women overcome societal obstacles and break free of them. So for you, it could be anything. It doesn't really have to be poetic. It only has to be raw and honest. It could be just to make people laugh, or to love loudly, or to make beauty out of pain, or to raise good humans, or to travel the world, or to just live life fully without any regrets whatsoever. So, this sentence could be like a guide when you are into a storm or when everything else feels foggy. It's not about finding a perfect, unchangeable mission statement for life for all time. It's about finding something that resonates with you right now. It makes you think about your deepest values, about what truly matters to you, and what makes you feel alive. So, even if it changes over time or keeps evolving, when you face tough situations or feel lost in life, this particular sentence can be a guiding light for you. It's like your personal North Star. So, there you have it. These aren't just questions, these are like invitations to see yourself truly, to understand your deeper values, and to live a life that is more authentic and more fulfilling. You don't have to necessarily know the answers to all these questions right now, but just sit with them, let them simmer, and that in itself is a very powerful act of self care. So, let me know in the comments below which of these questions resonated with you right now. Also, if you found anything helpful in this video, please give it a like, share it with your loved ones, and if you want to live your life with more intention, then make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.